Hey boys and girls, so I'm gonna go ahead and start recording this. I might have to split this into two videos, so make sure that you watch both. But here is our presentation on ancient China. This is your assignment, so be sure you participate. Um, I can't wait to get excited or get started with this, so let's get jumping in. Where is China? So in color is present day China. That's where China is located today. That's also where ancient China was. It did not take up all of the land, but it took up a certain portion that you will see later in the slides. The gray area are the countries that surround it. But yeah, the color is China present day. Well, ancient China was located along the Chinese River Valley, and it was built along the Huanghe and Changjiang River. I'm going to try my very best to pronounce the words as best as I can. I don't know Mandarin, so that's why I'm having a hard time. I put pronunciations. If you guys have a hard time pronouncing it, type in the word into YouTube and hit pronounce. That's what I do. It might help y'all out too. The next question is, was China isolated? Isolated means it's all by itself. There's nothing else next to it or invading it. In the beginning, the Chinese didn't know there were other ancient civilizations in the world because they were isolated by natural barriers. A natural barrier could be a mountain, a desert, an ocean. Those are all natural things that are not man-made. They're all things that we find just automatically going outside by nature. But these are things that stop us from exploring or going into different areas. So they were enclosed to their own little area because of natural barriers that we're going to learn about next. One of those natural barriers was a body of water. China is located next to oceans and seas, and it also has rivers. I'm going to go ahead and break down oceans and seas right now. The China Sea and Yellow Sea, as you can see, the East China Sea and the Yellow Sea right here. They provided food and water routes for trade. So this was easy access for people to travel throughout the world while using this body of water for trade. It's also located in the Pacific Ocean. As you can see, it's right next to Japan and South Korea. And then some of China's rivers are China's River Yangtze and Yellow are all located to the east of the country. They provided fertile land and drinking water. We all know fresh water is good for growing crops and for drinking water. Salt water is not good because it's not good for our body. Too much salt can kill us. Also, it kills our plants, too much salt. The next natural barrier that separated China and isolated them were mountains and deserts. One of the biggest things was the mountain range. China is separated from India by the Himalaya Mountains to the south and southwest. We all know that the Himalaya Mountains are the biggest mountain ranges in the world. They have Mount Everest, the biggest mountain in the world. These are giant mountains that separate India from China. So that's a natural barrier in itself. And then lastly, we have two deserts that take up China, the Taklamakan and the Gobi Desert. They're located west of the country. The Gobi Desert is this area right here, and the Taklamakan is right here, right next to Mongolia. I'm going to go ahead and keep moving on. Right here, we have, what is a dynasty? Well, a dynasty is rulers of the same family over time. Not the rulers that measure your desk or a pencil, but like emperors or kings. And when a new family takes control, a new dynasty begins. But some of you might be wondering, how do you become a ruler of China? Well, you have a mandate of heaven. That means the gods have blessed that person with the right to rule. It gave the rulers the right to be king or emperor. But to be a king or an emperor, you must be good and fair. If you were not, your family was taken out of the dynasty and a new family would take control. So like it said, a new family takes control, a new dynasty begins. I'm going to go ahead and pause right here because I kind of need to see how much time is taken up. I can't see. I don't know how to stop my recording. Okay, I just saw. Sorry, I'm having a hard time using technology, but I have like 15 seconds. I'm going to make a part 2 to this video, so stay tuned.